Good morning.
Good
Thank
morning.
you for taking the time out to speak with Diversity Abroad. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Sure. I'm Malhar. I'm a senior undergraduate BSPH in environmental health at UNC Chapel Hill, and I studied abroad in Thailand and Singapore.
Wonderful. And why did you choose to study abroad?
Yeah, I've always been interested in Southeast Asia, and my freshman year, I got a great opportunity to go to Singapore with Carolina Seas program, which fully funds the trip for 25 students. So it was a no-brainer in that instance. And unfortunately, through that program, it was pretty structured, and it was only a summer. So I wanted to see more of Southeast Asia, and therefore I went back for a semester.
Great. And so you said the first program you went on was fully funded. How did you go about funding the second program?
The second program was largely funded through the Phillips Ambassador Scholarship. It's an opportunity through UNC as well that provided me about $5,000 of scholarship funding for the program, which is about half of what I needed.
Okay. And can you give me an overview of the two different programs? What do they entail?
Yeah, sure. So the first one is the Carolina Seas program, which is 25 UNC students go to study at NUS, the National University of Singapore, and usually there are excursions to other places as well. So my year, it varies every year. My year we spent eight weeks in Singapore, 10 days in India, and 5 days in Brunei.
Oh.
Yeah, so we saw a few different places, but those were the only places we saw. And the Phillips Ambassador Scholarship is given to students who go to any program in Asia. So this was not only UNC students on this program. It was an exchange program at Mahidol University in Salaya, right outside Bangkok, in Thailand.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you definitely got exposure to a lot of Southeast Asia.
Yeah, especially when I was in Thailand, because
Okay.
it's so centralized, it was easy to see the rest of it.
So what would you say was your most memorable moments from both programs or either one?
Yeah, I would probably say for Seas, the first one in Singapore, when we went to Brunei, we got a chance to stay in a longhouse in the middle of the rainforest. And while there, we also went through the rainforest, and there's a canopy walk above, you can literally above the rainforest, and that was unbelievable.
Wow.
Very cool.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah.
And did you ever experience any discrimination when you were overseas?
Yeah, strangely enough, I did. So Thailand is known, I wouldn't say it's very prevalent, but some people do have a very kind of purity complex. So Central Thais feel as though they're superior to Northern Thais and Southern Thais. And I don't think this is a only Thailand thing, but it is among many people in the population. And Indians are known for coming there, and a lot of Central Thais don't like that immigration of the Indian population. So when I was surrounded by my clearly American other people who were studying abroad with me, I never felt it at all, but whenever I went out by myself, I would not receive the same friendliness, the stereotypical Thai smile, the friendliness that I would receive. But as soon as they started talking to me and realized I was American, sometimes it would just flip.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is not even close to all my interactions. It was probably 10%, but it was very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And how did you deal with those types of experiences?
I tried not to get frustrated. It was difficult not to, but I realized this is just a cultural abnormality. That's something I'm not used to, and something that I should not judge without living there for an extended period of time.
And going off that, was there anything that you wish you would have known, maybe preparing you for discrimination, or anything else that you wish you would have known prior to you leaving to study abroad?
Yeah, I guess the fact that perhaps I wasn't going to be viewed as the American, that's not what first impression was. But I don't know how I would have known that before going. Trying to think what else. No, that's about it, yeah.
Okay. And would you recommend the programs that you went on?
Highly recommend it.
Okay.
I would highly recommend it. I was just actually editing an essay for the first program. My friend who's a first year was applying to that program, so I'm helping her try to get in.
Great. And is there any advice that you would give to students that are considering studying abroad?
Yeah, I would effectively plan your classes so that you can do it and know that it is definitely possible. I'm a science major in pre-med, and that's two things that people say you can't study abroad with, but you definitely can. It just requires a lot more planning. So, yeah, yeah.
Great. Well, those are all the questions that I have. Thank you so much for participating with the interview for Diversity Abroad and sharing your story.
Yeah, thank you.